invited you. I was like, that's it. I don't want nobody else. Like, who should I invite? She's like, not that one.
It's an interesting topic.
So
submissive is a trigger word for you?
And
there's differences, but there's a lot of similarities. Mm-hmm. So as a man, I have to be strong. Now you only date one at a time. Breakfast, hey, can I have a cookie? Yes, honey, you can have a cookie.
And that's exactly.
I have to, handle things, and I have to, have my guard up as well. But when I come home, I have to be able to put my sword on the mantle. And I'm gonna let you know, hey, baby, I just got the trash.
Yes.
I'll be back.
Only one Monique though.
I agree.
Yeah, it's only one pinkalicious, loving, kind, gentle, lockalicious black woman like me.
Yeah.
Welcome back to But Did You Die? Chaos Lessons and Labs. I'm your host, Monique R. Darnell, Dr. Survivalist, your internet therapist in a pink coat. And this podcast, we're talking about healing, love, and truth without lying to ourselves or shrinking our stories. Because listen, a black woman can survive, she can carry it, she can lead. She can hold everybody else together and still quietly wonder, am I even lovable like this? So somewhere along the way, strength became her sentence. Independence got labeled as attitude. Boundaries got called hardness. And too many black women were taught directly or indirectly that being strong makes us difficult to love. So today we're stepping right into the tension with this Valentine's Day special. Woo! Yes, excited. Can a black man love me? Right? Unlearning the lie that strong black women are hard to love. And so yes, I told y'all already that I'm coming for your edges. I'm stepping on church toes, and that's what we're doing in season 2. So this conversation is for the woman who is tired of surviving relationships after relationships after relationships, tired of carrying emotional labor, tired of being told to soften without ever being offered safety. We're talking about what it really takes to love a black woman who is coming out of survival mode, not with promises or potential, but with emotional presence, consistency, and care. All right, so welcome to the episode. Joining me today is a good friend, Lamar Walker, a licensed professional counselor with over 21 years of experience working with individuals and couples. He is the founder and CEO of Mindful Works Counseling, specializes in couples and premarital counseling, and is deeply committed to men's mental health, emotional wellness, and redefining healthy masculinity. And beyond all the titles, he will tell you his most important role is being a father of a 2-year-old, if I'm not mistaken, and a 18-year-old,
3-year-old, 20-year-old, and 13-year-old.
Got it. A great father. So this isn't a vibe conversation. This isn't a performative love talk. This is grown folks talking, culturally honest, emotionally responsible dialogue. And if you ever wondered whether your scars disqualify you from being loved, yes. If you ever been strong for so long and softness feels risky, yes. Or if you're asking whether a black man can love me or you and keep you safe at the same time, you're in the right place. So let's get into this. Welcome. Thank you for listening to that beautifully long intro. And so we're going to talk a little bit about all of this. But if you have watched my episodes, watched my podcast, you already know what we finna get ready to do, because I like to warm up everybody and get them a little bit relaxed and calm. So I sing them a little song.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I sing the song. So I sing the song, and it's kind of like, it's kind of fun, but it's relaxing to them. So we're gonna get ready to sing it. You don't have to. You can bounce to it.
Okay.
So it goes: buckle up, sit back, girl, you not under attack. Buckle up, relax, girl, you know I got your back. What? Buckle up, sit back, girl, you not under attack. Buckle up, relax, girl, you know I got your back. All right, so we're going to jump right into this. I'm excited. How do you feel?
Feel good.
Okay. Thank you for coming, because I invited a lot of people, but when I invited you, I was like, oh, that's it. I don't want nobody else. I don't want nobody else, because you are a Black man. You are a therapist, and you present yourself well. And so, because I was like asking my mom, like, who should I invite? She's like, not that one. Not that one. So I'm happy that you came and wanted to do this. So tell me a little bit about why did you want to do this?
One, I enjoy, just talking about various different topics. So when you said, hey, let's come talk about love and healing and relationships. So I've done relationship counseling for years and helped couples. So some of these conversations that we'll be having today are conversations that I've had or allowed people to process with me within the therapeutic realm. So I think it would be good.
Awesome. Okay. And so how do you feel about like the topic overall? Do you feel like it's a needed topic right now?
It's an interesting topic. I think it's definitely needed. There's a lot of, gender wars out there. Yeah. So every time you turn on social media or you turn on the television, there's a lot of gender wars. So I don't like the gender wars. I want us to be able to communicate our emotions and our thoughts and our feelings openly and honestly with each other. Instead of it just pointing fingers at, hey, you have to do this, you have to do that, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. So, yeah. Well,
let me ask you this. Are there any trigger words for you? Like, for me, submissive would be like, oh, y'all are not submissive. Y'all need to listen. And,
So submissive is a trigger word for you?
In that way of like.
In that context.
Yeah, like, because when we're talking about like Black women are hard to love, like we're too strong, we're too independent, we don't listen, or we don't want to submit. Now I don't look at it that way, but that was like a very big trigger word for me. Now my perspective has changed tremendously to where I say to myself, I get to submit. Like that's the honor I give to my person. I get to submit to him, and so that changes everything. Like now I'm in control a little bit, but but I get to submit to him. It's not that, oh, I have to submit. I'm called to submit. I'm supposed to submit. And so it's different. So that was a trigger word for me as a Black woman.
Okay.
What about you?
I don't know if I have a trigger word. I don't really get, like, people be like, oh, I'm triggered. I mean, that's been a big thing. Like, oh, I'm triggered. But there may be things that you don't like, or maybe a little uncomfortable. But discomfort is not meant for you to avoid. Sometimes we got to sit with the discomfort, like you did, and come on the other side of it and figure out another way to look at things to feel positive. The one thing that I don't like is the constant talk about toxic masculinity. Masculinity itself is not a bad thing, and if done right, it's not toxic. So pairing the two things together, toxic and masculinity, I don't think it's good, and I don't think it's fair.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I like masculine. In fact, bring on the masculine so I can sit down and relax and be pretty, and so I'm not gonna do a lot of that today. My daughter be like, you've always sidetracked and stuff, but I do have a beautiful outfit on, and we are on a Valentine's episode date. So if you see us looking good, Lamar look like this all the time. He looks good all the time.
Well, thank you. You look very nice yourself.
Thank you. I tried really hard, and we went shopping and couldn't find anything. And then we looked in my closet.
Okay. And you had something there. Okay.
Yes. All right. So, and the first thing we're going to talk about, am I even lovable after all I've been through? So, we're going to start with the question. Many Black women are carrying quietly, often burdened under strength, responsibility, and faith. So, am I lovable after all I've been through, with my scars, with my independence, with my guarded heart? Can a Black man love me, and not just love me, but keep me safe? And the reasons why I pick Black and the Black woman, because I'm a Black woman. And so I've oftentimes wondered, do I have to date outside my race because of the things that has been said, or I've heard over social media about how they don't want to date a Black woman, and how to date other races because they're more submissive. And so and before I go any further, like, I really want to make sure I say this clearly. This conversation is not about blaming Black men. It's not about shaming faith. It's not about tearing down relationships or the Black woman. It's about really understanding. Like we said before, we're like really trying to stop the narcissist and submissive and you're not this and you're not that. We're not really coming to the table like, what do I need from you and what do you need from me, and how can I meet you with those needs, and how can you support me? So this is what this conversation is about, because many Black women did not become strong by choice. We became strong by necessity, and strength was a response, not a personality trait. So this whole podcast is really about the Black woman, or anybody, call them survivalies and the peacocks and pinkalicious. If you fit any of those categories, it's really about like how to come out of survival mode and what that looks like. And if you want to be a soft feminine woman, this is a safe place. And if you don't, it doesn't matter. This is a safe place, because it's really about, but did you die? If you were raised on, but did you die? Yeah. This is for you. So, I'm going to go ahead and skip all of that. So this conversation cannot be held honestly. So I had to really get a Black man with emotional intelligence, and the fact that we're both in the same field was awesome. And because you're a great guy,
Thank you.
And so I want to start with some questions for you. But before I start, did you want to do anything? You want to talk about anything that I just said, or bring up anything? Did you want some space?
Well, I took a couple of notes as we were, when you talked about it. And one thing, survival mode in Black women. Mm-hmm. So what I came up with as a Black man is that I've learned that survival mode in Black women often looks like, you mentioned, hyper independence, emotional guardedness, a need to control, not because they're cold, but because they had to be.
Exactly.
Black women weren't taught that love was safe.
Yes.
They were taught that being prepared for loss was smart. When we misread that as attitude or doing too much, we miss the deeper story of resilience and self-protection. So I thought that was important.
Yes, I got my hair done today, so it ain't flinging. Yeah, that is exactly what I'm trying to communicate in this. I may have to take this coat off because it is in the way. Thank you. Oh, Lord Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Hello.
There you go.
Thank you. And then I could probably cover up these thighs a little bit. All right, so because I don't want to bless nobody.
Oh, hey. It's okay.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, that's the whole thing of this podcast, is about like understanding the road and the path for Black women. So when you hear Black women say, am I even lovable after all I've been through, what comes up, not as a clinician first, but as a Black man?
I mean, you're telling me to...
Yes, I'm telling you to pull but being a therapist has helped me a lot.
Yes. And I was talking to someone about it before, like, hey, when do you ever put that hat down? I don't think you do. It's a big part of who I am as a person. I'm a pretty analytical person. To be honest, if someone was to come and say that to me, I would be a little worried. It would just kind of be like a red flag for me, because it's just like women like confidence in men.
Yes.
I attracted to a woman that has a bit of confidence. So to wonder if you're lovable or not, it's kind of a negative thought. So it's like, okay, you know, all you've been through, yes, what you've been through has shaped you a little bit and have gotten you to this point of who you are. But that doesn't mean that you're not lovable at all.
So I hear clinician. What is the black man? Like, as a black man.
Run.
Why run? Okay.
Run.
Wow. That is not what I wanted to hear.
Yes. As a black man, I'm like, I don't know.
So I guess that's the same as if a man would come to me and say, you know, can you nurture and care for me in ways that I need? But he won't say it that way. But that's what I would have heard. Like, oh, I need help with this and I need help with that.
He want a mama.
Yes.
And when I hear,
yeah.
I'm hearing you want a therapist.
Yes.
So that's why I give you that. Yeah.
Yes, but now as a therapist, you know, understanding that as a survival strength and guarded hearts, a lot of black women is coming with that.
Yes.
And so how would you respond to that and how would you help black men, you know, like see that differently instead of running because and looking for a safe space?
Well, I tell my male clients, sometimes what you're getting or what you're experiencing is not necessarily what's really going on. So you have to get to know your partner and know their backstory. And you don't need to always respond to situations, no matter how, like if it's presented to you, you definitely want to be calm yourself. You don't want to lose your cool. You don't want to get overly emotional yourself in a situation. Also, there's a phrase that I tell my male clients as well, is it doesn't have to be valid for you to validate it. So if she's coming with these emotions and these thoughts, it's okay for you to be present and actually listen to it without always having to try to solve it.
Oh, that's enough right there. That's a lot. That is a lot. Because, you know, doesn't a man kind of oftentimes feel like he has to fix things?
Yeah, we have to fix it. We have to solve it. But that comes from a habit that we have as men. So we have to understand how women communicate, and then we have to understand how men communicate. So I tell the fellas, if I come to another man and I'm talking about my car, I'm looking for him to either point me in a direction at someone that can fix it or help me fix it. When a woman comes to you, sometimes she doesn't need you to fix it. She just wants to be heard. She's probably most likely have already figured out a lot of things. Probably already found a mechanic already, or probably there are situations where she will ask for your help. But you have to ask if that's what this is. Is this you venting, or you just want to express the emotions, or is this you need something from me in this moment in time?
Okay, all right, yeah. Do you know a gospel preacher named T.D. Jakes?
I've heard of him, yes, and I've heard some things, yeah.
Yeah, so he has a old sermon called He Motions, and he said women think and process out loud.
Yes.
Like out loud. And he said men shut down and quiet. They take it off, so they'll be playing or in the car fixing it. And women think you're not even concerned, you're not worrying about it, but really you're fixing it in your head.
Correct.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah,
I do too. I believe that's true. That is true. All right, so let's see the next part. We're going to talk about naming the lie. Talking about because somewhere along the way survival stopped being seen as a response and started being treated like a personality flaw. So for a lot of black women, survival became a sentence, not something we did, but something became who we are. Strength, the very thing that kept us alive, became something we had to explain, justify, or defend. Independence, which came from being the one who showed up when no one else did, became something we were punished for instead of understood. And the labels kept stacking and stacking. So too independent, too guarded, too much. too extra. I used to get that a lot. Oh, you too much. You got too much going on, or you a handful. You colorful or whatever. And so, but rarely gets asked what happened that made her this way. And so with your beginning statement with run, I would have thought that maybe you would have been like, well, let me see what's going on and what happened, because I really feel like at the end of the day, when it comes to relationship, it's really about what you have the capacity to endure. Because at the end of the day, nobody's perfect. And so you have to really say, can I love this person if they never change? Because women date potential, men date right now.
Yes.
And so women, and it's weird because women change every 6 months. But men, usually when they come to you, they are who they are for right now until the next 3 to 5 years or whatever, if something changes. And so it's like a mixed match. But, a lot of times when we see people as women, we're seeing who they can be. And we date that and not the reality of the man. So when I tell clients, like, if he doesn't change, if he is always playing with his feet, I have a feet phobia. If he is, if he is, always when he comes home, he leaves the shoes or he does whatever. If he doesn't change, can you love him? And is this something that you, and I say this to put up with because it's easier. Yeah. Is this something that you could put up for the rest of your life? Yeah. And so I believe to find the best fitting person for you that you can live with that doesn't bother you. So for instance, I'm not going to deal with anybody who's going to ghost me, who's going to gaslight me and make me feel like I'm lying. I'm not going to do that. But if somebody who's works a lot and we talk maybe once a day or and twice at night or something, I'm okay with that. I'm a little okay with that. If he got some little stuff going on, he's fixing, I'm okay with that. But what I'm not okay with is these things. And I feel like sometimes people don't spend enough time with themselves to understand what they're willing to love someone through and endure in relationship and love. So what are your thoughts on that?
It was a lot. I'm trying to keep up with it. So let me go back. So the run part is if that's presented to me early on. So if that is the first thing that comes out of your mouth, yes, I'm a run. Now, if we're in a relationship and you're saying, hey, I'm struggling with these thoughts and these feelings, if I'm really lovable, then by that time I've gotten a chance to know you. Okay. And I know, okay, well, hey, tell me more about that. Let me find out what this is about. And I'm welcoming the thoughts that you're sharing. So it's a little different. But if someone comes to you initially, I don't know if I'm lovable. I mean, I don't know, male, female, or whoever. Oh, yeah, you're going to be like, that
baby,
right.
Going on.
Yeah.
Because when you, I tell people this all the time, when you're healed, you choose. You're choosing, you're picky. You like, I don't want. And my mom joked with me all the time. She'd be like, you sure you want to be married? She's like, you sure? And she's like, you got to share. And I'll be like, share what? My food? I don't share my food. Like, I'm a person, like, if I got leftover food in the refrigerator and you decide to eat it and don't tell me and didn't replace it.
Well, I can understand that.
I'm mad. And the reason why, because I grew up with crumb snatcher brothers. They would eat your food. You get home. They get home before you from school. Whatever leftover Chinese food you had is gone. And now I'm angry and mad. And so I'm learning to share, and not only just share food, sharing time. When you're single and you've been single for a long time, you do how you want to do, when you want to do in the mood.
I struggle with that,
And it's like, ain't the game on? Like, don't you want to watch the game?
Yeah, I've been single for a while, so I'm used to my own routines and schedules and kind of set in my way. So I understand.
That's difficult at some times, but I do believe in compatibility. So let's go. Let me see. So because you hear labels like am I enough? You don't just question your relationship, so you start questioning your womanhood. So that's what becomes an internal thing. So am I feminine enough? I dealt with that a lot because being in survival mode and being a strong Black woman, I've oftentimes had to get it done.
Well, And to back up on one of the other questions or whatever, so independence is not a bad thing. I think it's the hyper independence that can get in the way of the relationship. Because men do want to be needed and feel like, hey, like we're important as well. I tell my female therapists, my female clients that, when you're outside of the house, there's a certain way you have to move. So in the workforce, you have to be independent. There are things that many women nowadays are in leadership roles. So there's things that they have to control. They have to be on top of. They don't want to be looked at as weak or as a soft woman because they have to handle things. However,
yes,
when it's time to come home, you got to put that down.
That is a struggle.
And on the flip side, I tell the men, there's differences, but there's a lot of similarities. So as a man, I have to be strong. I have to, handle things, and I have to, have my guard up as well. But when I come home, I have to be able to put my sword on the mantle.
Okay.
So everything isn't a fight. So even though she may come with a tone that anyone else outside there wouldn't dare do,
right,
I have to receive it and remember, okay, this is a safe space. I may have to redirect and set a boundary and say, hey, you know what, honey, let's kind of take that down a little notch.
Oh yeah, I had that done to me a couple of times. Like, when you talk to me, you may want to like change your tone a little bit. Yeah. But that was the old Monique. The Monique now would never talk to my man like that. Because I want him to lead, and in order for him to lead, I need him to know that I trust him and I respect him. Yeah. And so I had to do a lot of internal work, and also I had to date better. I was like, wow. First of all, you don't trust. You don't want to submit because you don't trust, and you don't trust because you dating these people. Yeah. Get you somebody with who got fruit that shows that they know how to handle, and take care of accountability.
Level of stability.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so now the way I date now and I talk to guys, I make sure that, the first they have to have emotional intelligence. If you don't, because I'm an emotional person, I'm an emotional being. Yes. And so I need to know that you can carry that and you can carry that with strength and grace, and lead. And because when I get with you, because when you're, I want to see if you agree with this. When you're single, it's like a buffet. It's like a whole bunch of, it's like endless opportunities.
Okay.
And so when
sometimes depending on your own situations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it was endless opportunities for me.
Okay.
Say that.
My bad. Yeah.
Okay. So, but it is. I had to train myself to like get out of the singleness mindset. Like hang the dress up. Okay. Like to really just because somebody want to date you or just because they're available does not mean that you need to, okay, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do. And I had to learn that to start respecting the men that I did date and take seriously. And so it helped me to honor them and respect them differently and respond to them differently when I started telling myself, this is the person, this is one. And, and not all this dating and going and doing, being pulled from different directions, no stability or routine, stressed, overwhelmed, all that stuff I had going on.
Now you only date one at a time, or you still date multiples?
Oh, I don't date at all right now.
You don't date at all? Okay.
Not right now.
So
I don't
this
have
is your
time.
Season of self.
I'm kind of talking to somebody, but it's just one person we're talking. But it's not like, I'm doing a lot, or it's not pulling a lot out of me as it was before when I was dating. But this particular person, it's not pulling. It's calm. It's good. It's the same pace as me, and so that's why it's working pretty well.
Okay.
Pretty well.
So
but
they have some promise.
I believe so.
Okay, good.
He be watching. He like, oh, look at my baby with her pink coat on. I was like, yes, I'm doing it.
So it's positive and uplifting.
It's very positive and uplifting, and it's safe as well. And so I've learned the more safe I feel, the less I have to guard, the less I attack. And again, like I said, I would never come to my person talking like that to him, because at the end of the day, I want to be submissive. I want to chill out and relax. And when you ask me what we're going to eat, I have no answers, because I'm used to buffet. I want lobster. I want steak, and I want pasta. So I'm looking at you to tell me, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get some steak pasta. Yes, sir, let's go.
Okay.
Because I had to learn to, like, I'm trying to say it right. I had to learn how to, like, limit all of this opportunities and options and ways and stuff. I had to, like, okay, calm it down. This is what you can do, and this what you can do, and you don't have to do this. Everything is an emergency. Everything get done.
Set boundaries for yourself.
It was necessary. I had to set those boundaries, and first I had to communicate that and put that in words and what it looked like, and what did I need to do, and because if somebody tell me to come to me and say, oh, you need to calm down, you got too much going on, I would have not received that.
Yeah.
Because who you talking to?
There's something that you mentioned that was definitely important. And I think everybody does this in this gender wars. If then this. So if a man acts a certain way, then I can be this way. If a woman acts a certain way, then I can be this way. But I think we should try to be those ways regardless. Not, hey, if this person does this, then I have to do this. And just being genuine to ourselves. And you mentioned before, if you're healed, then that's different. You have more options, and there's things that you can turn away and you can focus on. So if you're healed, and if both people are healed, then you're gonna get that strength from the man, and you're gonna get that nurturing femininity from the woman, and that peace as they come together.
I agree. When both parties are healed.
Both parties are healed. We're not looking for one to do something to make me change who I am. Yes. I can't change. I have to want to change it, and I have to feel safe. Even as a man, I have to feel safe. Like, I have to feel safe enough to lead and to protect and to nurture as well. So it's that safety piece, but I need to also be healed enough to know that not everything that happens is danger for me. I don't have to have my guard up in situations where a woman is, acting a certain way. And I don't have to rely on them to shift up who they are for me to be okay with myself, and vice versa. Yeah,
I tell my class, I'm not looking for him to make me safe. Because I'm already safe, I recognize safety. So, yes. All right. Okay, so let's see. We got off. Let me make sure I'm trying to do the best I can to follow. So we're just gonna jump into some questions. Okay. So from your experience as a Black male therapist, where did the idea come from that strong Black women are hard to love? First of all, have you ever heard that?
I have.
Okay.
I have. And I think it's just communication. That not communicating well, and not communicating whatever traumas that have occurred. So it's not hard to love, but anybody that communicates you in a way that's aggressive, it's going to be hard to really connect. So you can love someone even if they have ways about them that become too aggressive, but that connection piece is only going to create more distance. So it's really about communication, just effective communication, how we talk to each other, regardless whether it's a man or a woman.
Yeah, I believe the way I receive from people, because I'm a bubbly person, I'm love, I like to look at, okay, what are they trying to tell me? Either that they cannot communicate, and I always receive things in love. So because I am love and I believe in love, when stuff comes to me, I only take love. And so if you tell me, you should have really swept this floor, and I would have been like, dang, that was kind of harsh and mean, but
Yeah.
because I feel like you care about me and we have been cool for some time, I would receive that in love. Okay, well, I'll do better next time. I won't be offended by that, because I know that your intention is never to, and your character, that's not a part of your character as well, that your intentions is to like help me and to tell me and support me. So that's how I do things.
Not everybody thinks like that, and not every woman would think like that.
Yeah, it was hard work, but it started with my family.
Okay.
Started with my family. When my family be like, where your man at now, Nene, and stuff like that. You ain't got no man. Or my grandma, oh Lord, you done gained some weight. If you see my stuff, she say that every time I see her, and I be like, golly, grandma, but now I've learned that, back in my grandmother time, you needed a man, you needed a husband, because you couldn't get land, credit card, house. And so when she say stuff like that, or my uncles and them say stuff like that, I receive that. I understand now they're only saying stuff like that because they're concerned. They're worried about me. But now I tell them they need to be worried about themselves, because they on their fourth marriage, So, and so, but
something didn't work.
But I try my best to receive everything in love. It's not that they're attacking me, but the intention and the passion is more coming towards this in a way that feels aggressive than what is in me that I need to heal to receive better, or to receive love, or to receive, a little bit more gentle. I'm not guarded when I'm healed, so I don't receive stuff in. Oh, let me buckle down.
Well, that's about learning and understanding yourself. And the more you learn about yourself, the better you are with interacting with other people. For me, for example, I've had to be careful with just how you say, because I've always been in leadership positions. So I know, like, if there's something that needs to get done, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Why didn't this get done? So I've had to learn to soften my words. And I've been in relationships before where it's like, don't talk to me like that. And I'm like, oh, wait, hold on. Let me rewind. Let me figure out if there's a nicer or a more nurturing or caring way to kind of say it. But usually I'm pretty direct. Like, hey, this is what I need. This is what I want. And this is how I needed to get done. But I had to learn that. And that's just everywhere. So it's not just in the business world, but it's also at home. Just being aware of yourself and how you come off to other people is definitely important. So,
yeah. And I'm also a pinkalicious, colorful peacock. So I've had to. I used to, like, back in the days, date a lot of passive aggressive men. And so I didn't know I was dating them, but, and after I spent some time and look back in my history, I'm like, okay, this looked the same, this looked the same, this looked the same. And, and I wrote a book called Build-A-Bear, but, it's over here. But anyway, and I wrote the book to talk about the psychology of why we date the same person and the unhealed parts and the stories we tell ourselves. Yes, I would probably get you a little copy.
Okay, as long as it's signed and autographed, I need that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that doing that whole work helped me to see that at the end of the day, you date on the level of your perspective, and at that time, my perspective was who is going to love me, who is going to receive me being out and extra and dark skin, because in my younger years I was always fat, black, and bald headed. But they don't want to say that now. That they don't want to be like, y'all call me that. And so and I was always loud, nene. Loud and messy and da-da-da-da. So I had to break a lot of that, even though those were also protective things that I did to cover me. But, so in that, I was dating from that hurt, that pain. And so I was trying to see if I can get somebody to receive that and love that. And that's why I was asking, if a person come to you and asks you, am I even lovable? To see who is really asking it. It's the child that's asking it. It's the person that was hurt asking, can you see me, and can you carry me, and can you love me and provide a safe space for me? Even in this right now, can you do this? And I think in both ways, because I think not just women, I think men have that too. And a lot of times women do not have a safe space for them. Like, oh no, I don't want no, if he over here crying, why you crying? Like, why you, and that's not safe, I oftentimes talk about the Delilah effect, how Delilah had Samson coming over several times, and she was his safe space, whether she was, an unsafe space for him, but he saw safety in her. Yeah. And so I tell them, if you want to get some certain stuff done, you work on that Delilah effect. That's the gift that we were given to, nurture, to talk, to tell you, persuade, to get things done. But a lot of everybody, that's not going to get anything done with the man.
It's natural though.
It is.
That what you're talking about, that Delilah effect, is actually natural, but because not just things outside of the home, but difficult relationships and relationship trauma, it's made it difficult for women to feel, like you said, safe to do that. But it's actually natural if you see a dad with his daughter. Like my daughter, she when she was younger, now she's a teenager, but when she was younger, I'd go to the gym, I'd come home, and she'd be like, Daddy, oh, look at your muscles, you've been working out, and then the next breath is, hey, can I have a cookie? Yes, honey, you can have a cookie.
And that's exactly, they don't get that. Let me tell you what he just said. You guys gotta be like, and I hope mine ain't, watching this and listening. You got to stroke them egos the best way of your person. And I don't want to teach y'all all the skills. And I don't want y'all to be manipulated. But you want that trash taken out. You don't. Why you take out trash? No. Check out trash. No, you wait. To the one time he do it. And he be like, oh my God. Like that other day you took out that trash. Like that just. Yeah. And you listen. I looked at you. You was about to get.
Yeah,
I was about to snatch you up. Like every time you snatch that trash out, this is what I be thinking. Oh, my man's so fine.
Now I'm taking out the trash on a regular.
And
a wife beater. And I'm gonna let you know, hey baby, I just got the trash.
Yes. Yeah, I'm like, I see you. Ooh, I see you with your fine self. Wait till you come back. I got something for you. I got some hugs. I got some jumping on you and some love. But if you over here doing the Grinch, doing this to him, nobody's going to want to do that. Yes. If you are badgering him, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. You are not a partner. We talked about that in the last episode, the Build-A-Bear trap. You're not a partner. You are a mommy. And anytime you mommy a man, you don't respect him. And so therefore you will not submit to him. So if you are parenting a person, as a woman, you're not going to submit to him because you don't really internally trust him to submit.
And strength looks different. So they say women being overly strong, but it takes a lot of strength to not say what you first initially thought and to kind of hold those emotions and try to focus on acting out of love, like you mentioned.
Yes. So, everything I do, I try to do my best in love and receive love and be love, the embodiment of it. Okay, so how do you see men misinterpreting survival behaviors as personality flaws in the women?
There was a note that I put on that. A lot of us take personally when a woman is cautious or slow to trust, but the response usually isn't about us, it's about her history. As a man, we have to check our egos and realize we're walking into a narrative that existed before we showed up. If we make her fear about our worth, we end up centered on ourselves instead of being emotionally present. So we have to recognize that, hey, there's something else here, and not just immediately just kind of jumping on what we're seeing in front of us.
Do you feel like we are a generation of on to the next one? No grace, no patience, no
it's
work.
The internet. We got the internet. We got social media. We have access. We have dating sites. We have So it is easier. Yeah, like if Plus it's the ratio is a little different. So there's more men than women.
Yeah.
There's more women than men. So
yeah, but it's only one Monique though.
I agree.
Yeah, it's only one pinkalicious, loving, kind, gentle, lockalicious black woman like me.
Yeah. So but it is easier to just be like, hey, nah, I ain't got time for this.
Yeah.
But that's not what's gonna in the long run what's going to
Yes.
be healthy or help. Like sometimes you have to go through the storms. You got to go through the trenches, not to the point to where it's harmful emotionally and mentally.
Yes.
Like you don't tolerate abuse.
Yeah.
But if there's some discomfort and you guys can open up and communicate about what this is, yeah. So it's like, hey, the first time I say something and it's kind of triggered to you, like, you know, in that moment, you may not say something, but to be able to come back and talk about it helps, you know? So instead of just, hey, yo, she done did this, and now I'm in my head, I have the conversation with you.
Correct.
And then now, yes, I'm more susceptible to something else out there, you know, because it's like I've kept all of those thoughts and emotions about what it is that bothered me, and I didn't address it with you. So yeah, now I'm scrolling and I'm like,
and it's easier. It's easier to do that than to deal with it and work it out.
Correct.
You know, and if you're not careful, you'll find yourself, you know, on to the next one, on to the next one, and on to the next one, and you haven't grown or matured or evolved in relationships. You're still the 21-year-old at 40, 44.
I get it.
All right, so what do men often miss about women who had to save themselves?
What we've missed. Sometimes we don't notice that, and plus, again, we think about it like without really recognizing the differences. Like a lot of times as men, we've had to save ourselves as well.
Yeah.
But we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
So women having to save themselves, we don't really recognize that as much. And if you're busy looking outside, it's harder to look inside. So if someone is coming to you and you're already thinking about what you've had to endure, you're not always thinking about what this person may have had to endure. So it's like you'll bump heads because it's, especially if I'm not healed from what I had to endure. So it's like, here is another person that is trying to mistreat me, control me, manipulate me, and doesn't see my worth.
Yeah.
So if I work through that, then when you come to me and I can respect it, I can appreciate, okay, yeah, you've had to endure that, and actually listen and not just listen, but identify the emotion that comes with that. So that's what you're talking about, that emotional intelligence piece. But you won't have emotional intelligence if you're struggling with your own emotions.
Yes.
And if you're relying on someone else to feel good.
Yes.
So if I'm relying on you to feel good, so then when I don't feel good, then now it's like, okay, I'm trying to get that from you, but you may not be in a good space.
That's right.
So you may not have that to give me. So I'm looking for that. So then when you do something that is based off of your past, then I won't be able to recognize that what I'm getting in front of me is not what is really there. I gotta be able to, I think there's a picture before that I've seen like on social media where there's a brick wall and the guy is trying to remove the bricks, but the woman is steady putting the bricks on the wall.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So it's like, we do need to, as men, be okay with taking the time to remove those bricks. But also, as women, it's important that you don't keep building up the wall.
Yes. It's both parties needs to be healed. Okay, do the work, people. Okay, so before we go any further, I want to slow down because season 2 is really therapeutic, and I want to make sure that it's internet therapy on your front porch, your couch, in the car. You get access to therapy. So we're going to take a moment and check in with our bodies, see if we have any tension right now in our chest, in our shoulders, in our jaw, in our stomach, and take some breaths, females, everybody who listening, because I know y'all like, oh my God, they chopping, they stepping on my toes. I don't like this. Why he say that? And why she talking about this? And I don't appreciate that. And This is making me uncomfortable. This is pulling out some childhood things, and I don't know what to do with this. So close your eyes and take deep breaths in and out. Don't brace yourself. Just feel supported and loved and nurtured, and just relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, receive, and know that we are not attacking you. We're not attacking each other. We're not attacking the black man or the black woman. We're not attacking anybody. I'm really a love person. And I know that Lamar is a great person, a kind person, and a very understanding person. So I'm quite sure he's a love person as well. So this whole podcast is to make sure we're providing a safe space to have these conversations so you guys can take it and do what you need to do. Like, ask yourself questions. Do the work, and go deep. And so let's get back into it. So a lot of black women don't even realize they're in survival mode, because for us, it didn't look dramatic. It looked normal. It looks normal for me to, and on to the next one. And I'm not going to cry about this man here. I'm going to keep moving on. And that didn't hurt me. That didn't bother me. Or it looked like being responsible early, being emotionally aware early, being the strong one early. So when people say she's guarded, she's independent, she doesn't know how to receive, what they're often seeing is not resistance, but protection. So,
or just a lack of knowledge.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. If I've never seen a male and female interaction that's healthy.
Yes.
If dad wasn't in the house, then I don't know what that looks like.
Yes.
And then even like historically, like there's issues within our culture.
That's right.
Families being separated and things like that. So we don't know. We haven't seen a lot. I mean, of course, there is some families that are still intact and whole, but there's a lot more that you see the woman having to do everything. Also, how women teach their children. A lot of times the woman is telling the daughter, do this, do that.
That's correct.
Do this, do that. And the son, let me do this for you.
That's correct, yeah.
So there's a lot of women that don't understand what womanhood looks like, or what love or relationships look like. And there's also a lot of men that don't know what manhood looks like, or what that strength and that leadership looks like as well. So yeah.
I often say, because I was raised by a single mom, I became a single mom. And so sometimes it kind of go over people's head, but I know you're a therapist, so you kind of already understood that. So what that basically kind of mean was that the things that she endured and learned and survived, she passed down to me, and I only saw those things. So therefore I mimicked those things and created that same lifestyle. But I learned something early, that kids, they mimic it, but you can change that in the early age. So one lesson is, my family is terrified of snakes and dogs.
Okay.
I'm terrified of snakes and dogs. But because I knew it was a passed down generation thing, I made sure my daughter was not.
Okay, yes.
So I would be like, oh, there go a dog, and it's so pretty. And she'd be like, oh, dog. So to this day, my daughter loves big dogs. I call them baby horses.
That's it.
And so, I'm terrified of snakes. I'm terrified. My mom won't even come outside if she heard a snake was out there. She's not doing it. Yeah. So I'll be like, do this. But my daughter, she's not afraid of snakes. Yeah. She'll go in the zoo and do all that, and that's because I'm like, go down there in that area and go down there. Mama watching you. So now she's not terrified. So I'm hoping that even in this conversation and evolving and learning, that I do start a generation that does not have to believe black women have to struggle love to receive love, and that you are unlovable, or all the things that we were told as young, or what society and social media is saying today. And so I've learned that even cantaloupe, I don't eat cantaloupe. My daughter tears it up. You know why? Because when I was eating it, I was like, oh, it's so good. You can't have none.
Yeah, the messages we give.
Yeah, and so she tears up cantaloupe and honeydew. I don't eat it.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to ask you this from your perspective. Like I said, not to judge women, but to help us understand the gap. Because sometimes what a woman feels internally and what a man experiences externally don't match.
Yes.
Okay, so from a black man's perspective, when a woman is in or coming out of survival mode, what do you tend to see, feel, or hear from her?
I don't need a man.
That is good.
Oh, coming out of survival? Well, if she's...
In it?
Yeah. I don't need a man. What else? Also focus on finances and money. Like, if he ain't make this money or that money.
Get into the bag.
Yeah. And just they're hyper focused on their careers. Not so, like, after a while you're gonna be older and you gotta kind of figure out how else. And sometimes they're just hypersensitive to, it's like PTSD, like you're gun shy. So it's like things that they've experienced in the past in relationships or just part of that survival mode. Every little thing seems like that. So it's like, you call me in the morning and I don't get back to you in the afternoon.
Oh yeah. I'm breaking up with you.
Yeah, it's over.
24 hours? Yeah. That was a whole day. What you doing that you can't respond to me?
So it's like it's every little thing that even remotely reminds them of a problem situation, then that's it. If you can't be consistent all the time.
Oh yeah.
And there when I need you, right when
throw
I
the whole
need
thing
you,
away.
If you can't, the phrase I've heard a lot is, a man makes time for what he want to make time for. No, I can't. I want to make time to go to the beach today, but I can't. Especially if taking the time to understand what each person has on their plate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a busy man myself. Like, I got my kids, I got 3 organizations, I got work, practice. Yeah, so it's a lot.
That's what you got going on.
I do.
Yeah.
But yes, in situations that I deem that are worthy of my time, I am gonna make time. But it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but we can have a discussion on how to do it. So some women aren't okay with that.
What gets me is this saying, if he wanted to, he would.
Yeah.
If he wanted to, he would. So don't even, if he wanted to call you, he would. And to that extent, but at the same time, we are, if you're going to hold somebody to those standards, hold yourself to those standards.
Yeah, that's the other thing that's interesting, the chase. Man gotta chase me. I don't chase nothing. I ain't, because if you chase something, then it's gonna keep running. I don't have time to chase. It's
pursued. It's not chase.
Yeah, I ain't chasing nothing.
Yeah, women do like to know what you want and pursue, but it does go both ways. You need to make yourself available. Like, don't be having somebody pursuing you and you're not available because you want to then be chased.
And you have to. Not just available, but you have to let them know that there is still some interest there. And it's when I'm pursuing something, I have to know that this is something that worthy of pursuing, and that there's an opportunity to actually get it.
Yes.
But if I feel like there's no, the cost ratio is not going to add up, then no, I'm not.
This is healed. This is healed. You don't run and chase like a dog. You're not dogs.
I ain't time for that. So it's like, you go out, if I buy you a drink, then let's have some conversation. But if I buy you a drink and I feel like you kind of guarded or whatever, I'm gonna buy you the drink and I'm gonna tell you have a good night. Yeah. And I'm gonna go over here.
Go somewhere
but
else.
I'm not gonna chase you.
Yeah.
Don't do all that.
Yeah. But I'm a bubbly person, so chasing is not.
You never met a stranger.
right. But I will say this: you have to let me know if you like me though, because I don't be knowing if people like me. You like, oh, you like, but you gotta stand and say it with your chest.
Yeah.
Because I'm a friendly, kind person. I'm a very touchy person. So you have to let me know. I want you. Oh, let me change up. Let me get right. Let me get right. Yes, difference. All right. So let's see. A few more questions, and we're gonna go ahead and tie it up. So, what emotion does that stir up in men? Confusion, defensiveness, insecurity, pressures. What do you think kind of comes up?
It could be defensive. Because you're telling me that I'm not good enough. Or if you can handle everything on your own, then the thought is, what do you need me for? So yeah, there's some defensiveness. There's some, especially if how it comes off, like you're just too good for me, that type of thing. So yeah, it's a lot that can happen in those situations, but if you understand where it's coming from, then it's easier for you to just be like, okay, let me move away from this. This ain't up my alley. But also, not feeling heard or not having a space to communicate. So if the woman has a wall up, it's like, hey, how do I express what I'm feeling with this wall without being looked down upon? Yes. So we have that, because we like to put labels on stuff, and when I don't, being called a simp or, or you just, you're too soft or whatever. It's like, okay, how do I make sure that you're appreciated without being used?
That's good, and especially in these days of times, because if he can't do this, if he can't buy you this, if he can't, take you out, because we like, everybody got some, but are you treating yourself this way, right, before you asking someone? Because I'm gonna tell you something about a healed man. A healed man can see you hurting a mile away, and they would like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to bother that, and then vice versa. Healed woman, we like, okay, well, I don't really have the time to nurture and to take care of this.
Yeah. Don't want to be his mama.
I can't. Yeah. I used to mommy and take care of, but nevertheless, I was about to go in other things. But I don't do that mommy and stuff like that. Not like that. No. But you said something, defensiveness, with they don't need you or need a man. Like back in the days, women needed men. Things have changed a lot now. We make our own money. We can please ourselves. We have ample amount of men, just like y'all have ample amount of sex. So, how is dating like now for you and for men overall if a woman doesn't need a man?
Well, there's a way to make me feel like you need me without honestly needing me. Especially, and it doesn't always have to be finances. So it's when you want to, like, if there's a suggestion that I make, or you want to hear the knowledge that I have, or if there's something that I can do for you, that's the other thing too. The survival mode women think that we should be telepathic. If he didn't know to do this, why shouldn't, I don't need to tell him, Oh, yeah. No, we feel needed when you tell us, hey, I like this. Can you do this for me? I'd appreciate if you do this. And those circumstances, then, it helps. So there's a way to make a man feel like a king. Even if he may not make a whole lot of money. He may work at, I know McDonald's is paying a little better now, but he may work at McDonald's or something like that. And also being able to understand and nurture whatever vision he has.
That's important.
And so, like we talked about the word submission, but submission is really supporting the mission, like helping them to be able to carry out. But of course, as a man, I have to have a vision. I have to have a purpose or direction. If I don't know what my purpose and my direction is, then I'll lead you into the bushes somewhere. So that's a problem.
Very, very important, because, and I want to say this for, like, I'm fully backbone, backwoods, hot water cornbread Christian religion, right? And so for me, with submitting, I would date a lot of guys in the Christian church world, and I was dating them and they had no vision. They just was going to church. Yeah. And being a woman like me, I have all of these things that I have going on. And so it was either get someone with no vision and drown in sadness because they have no vision, because it's in me to help the man's vision and support it. Or I would get somebody who has their own vision and want me to drop mine.
Oh, yeah.
And like, okay, well, you should have went to school before you met me, trying to get your PhD now. Like, what you got going on? Family is important. I've met somebody like that, and I was like, you know what? Thank you. Have a great day. And then, or get with somebody whose your vision is going to the same place. It's like-minded, and so that was one of my biggest struggles. God used to tear me up. Like, you can't be with anybody. You can't be with just anybody or any other person that you think, oh, they're a good person. And I've also learned the hard way, just because they're a good person does not mean I have to be with them. Yeah. And that was really hard. He's a good man, Savannah. But he's just not my good man, and so, but I had to learn, because we are we get the opportunity to submit. So therefore, you have to be picky and choosy to who you submit to, because whatever in the Christian world, whatever God has charged you to do in ministry, then you are charged that, and God gonna be looking at you like, well, I told you to do this. I ain't tell you to go off and marry this man. Now you sitting here trying to be a wife, a mother, and all these things, and still do an organization that I told you to do. And now you gotta drop the organization because now you're committed to the duties that you have signed up to do in marriage.
But some of that is conversation early on. Like, I think we run into these issues because there's not enough conversation.
That's right.
In the dating process.
It's jumping into the bed. We're
not asking the hard questions. We're not really getting to know the person. How do they handle situations? So it's just, so that's where there's a bump too. Like, how do we become partners? Like, what is it? What are your goals? Hey, let me tell you my goals, and how do we meet in the middle? Or there may be situations where I may need to put a goal on the side to help you with yours, but then we know we're gonna circle back. That's how the teamwork. That's how you develop things. That's how it becomes a true partnership. So I get it.
I think that goes with intentional dating. I don't think people are, a lot of our generation, or especially young generations, it's really intentional dating. It's on to the next one. It's availability. It's a good time. I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah.
And so, and that is okay, but leave the people alone who wants marriage and relationship. Like, why would you go into somebody's life and jacking it up when you don't have any intentions to being with them long? All right, so let's go ahead. All right, so a few questions, and we're gonna get up out of here. I said it earlier. So, can a black man love a woman who is coming out of survival mode?
Yes, but it's gonna take a lot of patience on his part. It's gonna take a lot of both of them being vulnerable and opening up. But yes.
All right. What does loving her safely actually require? You said some of that, but like loving her safely.
Like, women need safety, period. That's a big key thing. So safe physically, emotionally, mentally, financially, spiritually. So that looks like just awareness, patience, and just being there, being present.
Yes.
And just being there and present despite what may happen. So there may be some pushes, there may be some pulls, there may be some difficulties or whatever, but honestly, she's really testing to see if you're still going to be there at the end of the day.
That is very true and very important. And I think that also go both ways.
Yeah.
I feel like that goes both ways.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. We're going to talk a little bit about closing affirmation. So I do like to do affirmations with my my audience, my pinkalicious people, my survivorlies. So a few affirmations I have for you today. One, I protect myself because no one else did. Protection doesn't have to be a permanent thing. And so I deserve love. We already know that. I'm already loved. That's important. Black women are constantly told to soften, rest, and receive, but very rarely are we shown what safety actually look like in real time. So support can't just be intention, and love can't just be attraction. So because for a woman coming out of survival mode, the nervous system is listening more than her ears. So with the nervous system, you have to show, you can't say, you have to, it has to be in real time, working it out, seeing that okay, well, he's still here, and that does not mean you self-sabotage or be chaotic. Don't do that to see if he going, I want to see if he really love me. Because, what Cardi said, he like a toxic. No, they don't. No, they don't. All right, so I think we asked enough questions. Let me see about my...
I do have a couple of thoughts.
Okay, go ahead. Yes, go ahead, sir.
Something that you mentioned before. How can men show up without feeling tested?
Yes.
Men feel tested when they think love is something they have to pass instead of something they participate in. The shift is moving from prove yourself to be yourself, but be accountable. We don't have to rescue, perform, or carry her trauma. We just need to be steady, honest, and emotionally available.
Agreed.
So that was one thought I had before. Another one we mentioned, it's a mutual responsibility. Healing relationships require two people who are self-aware. A woman coming out of survival mode has to work to do around vulnerability, and a man has work to do around emotional presence and patience. It's not a one-person job to heal the other. It's two people choosing to meet each other with truth.
I agree.
The last thought.
Okay.
On restoring dignity between Black men and women.
Yes.
We've inherited so much historical trauma around abandonment, mistrust, and emotional scarcity. Restoring dignity means we stop seeing each other as threats, start seeing each other as partners in healing. Love doesn't have to feel like a war. It can feel like rest.
Right, yes.
Some thoughts.
That's good thoughts. I probably feel like my mom is probably asking, where were you like in 6 years ago? Why was you dating him, Nene? All right. So those were really like truth, a lot of truth in that. And, I guess I can say for me coming out of survival mode some time ago that I would have loved to have had that and seen that. But I think I probably would have not been able to receive it at all. I had to first do the work within and now, like even now, I'm working on healing my nervous system with my being and working out and being 40. I can't just I know, thank you. Now being 40, I can't just doing a juice diet for 3 days and lose 6 pounds. That's not going to happen at this 40.
I get it.
Not with these hormones and the cortisol and stress, and I'm not sleeping well. No, I have to be strategic and do things intentionally, strength training, some cardio, a little bit, walking, balanced meals instead of impulsive eating and things like that. So, healing so I've decided to stop worrying about that and heal the nervous system. Yeah. Because if I heal the nervous system, it fixes a lot of things. I'm more restful. I can sleep, because sleep is really important when you try to lose weight, or anything like mental health. Sleep is important. Losing weight, sleep is important. And so I want to kind of talk directly to the women listening right now.
Yes.
So the ones who've learned how to be strong before they learn how to be safe, the ones who had to figure out early, hold themselves together and keep it going, even when no one checked on how heavy it all felt. So I need you to hear this clearly, okay? You do not need to shrink to be loved. That was one thing I had to do, was shrink myself so somebody else could be able to be able to accept me, or I don't want to accept me to be like for them to feel like that they could love me properly. I think they just didn't have it, so I had to shrink myself.
Because they weren't, they were intimidated.
Yeah, I used to have this boyfriend, and I used to flirt with him in church, and I just loved. I'm like, oh, you so fine. Yeah. And my dad said that too. He's like, do you like him, or is he really your type? I'm like, I love you, daddy. And like, again, he's your type, because I used to be crazy about beard, bald heads, and glasses. And my mom used to tell me all the time, "No beard's gonna get you in trouble." I'm like, "Our devil is a lie. I'm not." And so here we are. I don't do beards like that no more. So anyway, you do not need to rush your healing to be chosen, and you do not need to earn safety by being easier, quieter, or less yourself. A lot of us are carrying an unspoken fear we don't say out loud because we're afraid if we name it, it becomes true. And so if I admit I want love and it doesn't happen, does that mean something is wrong with me? I want to tell you this as calm and love as possible. Wanting love does not make you weak. It makes you human. Healing does not mean you're behind. It means you're listening to yourself now. And independence was never the issue. It was protection. It was wisdom in an unsafe season. So you're not too much. You were just asked to carry too much at the time and alone. So I think we did enough somatic practice, but we're gonna do one more. So if you place one hand on your chest, one hand on your stomach, wherever it feels safe for you and grounding for you. If it's just holding yourself, and holding your legs, checking your legs, whatever is comfortable for you, and ask yourself out loud or quietly, depending on where you are. Where does my body need more time right now? Or what does it need right now? Is it rest? Is it reassurance? Is it patience? Ask yourself that as you hold yourself, as you close your eyes, as you listen to your body, and as you feel it moving, feel whatever is moving, you feel. And be patient. No fixing, no forcing, just noticing. Take one slow, deep breath in your nose and a longer breath out through your mouth. Let your shoulders drop and let your jaw unclench. You are allowed to soften without disappearing. So, affirmations: I learned strength in absence of safety, and I am worthy of love that feels calm, mutual, and kind. And so, in closing, do you have anything else that you want to say?
No. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you for coming so much.
I will
give you a book signed and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Definitely gotta check that out.
Yeah, and so
Build a Bear.
Yeah, it's called Build a Bear.
Okay.
Bay Edition, and so bear is spelled BAER.
Oh.
Okay. Because they had that copyright, so I couldn't just be out here taking their stuff. But it's all right because I'm me and colorful, and I made a new one.
Yeah.
Shout out to my publisher and my team. If y'all need somebody. So as we start to close, I want to say this first. This conversation wasn't about proving anything. It wasn't about who's right or who's wrong. I think we clearly made sure that we try to make sure we spoke from both parts in the open space to understand what it takes to love a Black woman coming out of survival mode. You can be loved. And if you want to be loved by a Black man, that is possible as well. There are Black men who love Black women. And so it's about telling the truth. It's about being present. Let's see. And this is asking more questions to you. So before we close, I want to ask you one last question. Not as a therapist giving advice, but as a Black man who understands survival, healing, and love. What would you want a Black woman, especially one coming out of survival mode, to know about her worth, her lovability, and what healthy love can actually look like?
It could look like peace. A woman is not her circumstances. She's not her job. She's not her career. She's not her money. As a person, she is just that, person, a beautiful, powerful person. And love looks like peace. It looks like rest. It looks like safety. It looks like care. And yeah, every woman deserves that, despite whatever she's been through.
Yes. And I received that. And I hope you guys received that as well. You deserve everything he just said in love, and you can have it. And so as we get ready to close, you guys already know, thank you again to Lamar for showing up, for holding this conversation with honesty, humility, and care. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for being on the team and Survivally. And to everyone listening, don't rush what this has brought up. Sit with it, breathe through it, journal what your body has noticed, because healing doesn't ask you to hurry. That's survival. It asks you to stay. It asks you to sit. It asks you to listen. It asks you to be present with yourself. And so until you do that, you are always going to be hustling and running in the mode of, but did you die? All right, until next time, thank you for showing up. Bye, Survivalies.
I knew that you was not the man for me, but I